Yeah, I hope you're doing good. You had a great night and a healthy and wonderful, motivated start into this new trading day. We have Wednesday. It's still February. It's the 9th. And I'm really happy to have you here in this morning briefing show from Admirals, best broker ever around the world. I'm your host this morning, Markus, and I'm really happy to have you here to talk to you about trading. Okay, so we stream this show on YouTube at the same time. If you watch it on YouTube or maybe later as a recording session, then you will find a button in the right corner. You can subscribe the channel. You can give us a like if you want. You can leave a comment. And right now I can see the chat here on YouTube. Thomas, good morning. Plumen, good morning. Vladimir also. And of course here in our Zoom as well. So it doesn't matter where you look at. I'm really happy to have you here. So let me share my screen. And to fix. So on Zoom, here we have Raina, Mihai, good morning. Cheseng, good morning. Lisa, also good morning. And Hartmut here in Zoom. And Meshi, good morning. Old serial action. Thank you for being here. Good morning. Okay, so a couple of top news. You will find them on admiralmarkets.com/analytics. It's a free access. If you want to have more and deeper insights about top news, then open a real account at Admirals. Then you have access to the premium version. So what's on the top news this morning? Morning briefing, SoftBank Group ekes out profit. Very interesting. Yesterday came up the information that Malaysia will reopen the borders on March the 1st. So I guess they will, about the tourism in Malaysia, I guess they will, it's a part, of course, the economy is really, really bad over there and they need the kind of tourism there. So then yesterday we had BNP Paribas targets higher shareholder returns. And that's the top news from yesterday. Okay, so what do we expect today in upcoming events? It's Wednesday. Mexico is not really important for me, but in case if you trade oil, so like me, we have an open position in oil, then the status report could be really interesting today. It's 3:30 London time today. Okay, so and also I have to lead your attention to the risk note. CFDs are complex instruments and come with a high risk of losing money rapidly due to leverage. 78% of retail investors account lose money when they're trading CFDs with this provider. You should consider whether you understand how CFDs work and whether you can afford to take the high risk of losing your money. So have your attention, please, about this risk note. So we have an interesting trading and webinar day because Paul comes up with interesting topics, scalping and intraday trading of European indices. And if I'm well informed, he will join us a little bit later and we'll talk about that. You know what you can expect in his show this afternoon. D4, good morning. I'm glad that you are here. So many greetings to you and to your people around. So, of course, if you want to be well informed for the rest of the day, then you will find your Telegram channel on your phone or on your screen on Admirals, by the way. We have 600 subscribers already right now. This is really beautiful. Similar content you get on Twitter. If you have Admirals Global there, and of course, my name on Twitter is DayTrader70. So time to go to the charts. And we see, first of all, DAX 40. So we had a couple of trades. There was 32 pips profit with the pyramiding position. We had 83 pips loss. Then a short position went into loss with 43 pips. And now we have a long position where we cannot lose money because we are out of risk already. And the purple line means there is my soft stop. And of course, Sure, I can trail my hard stop into profit. That's fine. So the trend is still valid, by the way. And yeah, I'm still quite sure that we will reach the point, the previous point of control. So there is actually, this is the point of control on the lower side here, 15,208 euros by one future contract. But as long as the trend is still valid, we can suppose that we reached the previous point of control, which is here at around about 15,000. What is this? 453. So I know this is the hardest challenge ever, to let the winners run. But this is, by the way, the only way in trend trading, by the way, to make money on the long run. So there is no problem, and it's not an issue that we have losses. As long as we stuck to the rules, everything is fine. Losses are a part of the game. If you control the losses and if you cut the loss when it's necessary, but it's just only then not a problem if you learn to let the winners run. And this is one of the biggest problems ever of private traders, that they usually do the opposite. Yeah, they let the losers run in hope the market will change or the market will return, but they cut the winners. Why is it? Yeah, it's the human part. That's the emotional part. So therefore, I guess you should learn to trade with logic, because logic, how should I say, controls the emotion. Because emotions are always there, but you don't understand what happens. So the best example is in your private relationship. You know, why do we argue with your partners? Why? Thanks God I don't have one. By the way, I just have to argue with Nastia every day. So, but why do you fight with your partner, in your relationship? So what's the most used word or sentence? Honey, I don't understand you. Yeah, this is what's happening. So if you miss the logic, that the emotions come up, and with the emotions we are getting uncontrolled. Yeah, then we are yelling, we are shouting, and we are angry. All these unnecessary things. But the moment someone is explaining to you, so you can understand and you can grab the logic of the arguments, there are no emotions necessary. That doesn't mean that you agree with your partner, but if you understand, and by the way, guys, man, listen. Sometimes it's time to shut up and listen. And if you're listening, then you can understand. Yeah, it's just the hard stuff. We are Nastia, we are fighting in love, you know. That's the point. Great. Okay, so you understand. Therefore, it's a good thing to work with, to trade with logic. Are you sure? Because there is no big volume in between. I don't know. I don't care about the volume. So there. So let's go to our running trades. And of course, we have most of them in focus charts, but we can start with focus charts we have all of our focus charts are running trades almost. Okay, so let's see, let's start. And before we come to the running trades, let's open the poll of today right now. I have a question of today. Thanks, Nastia. What could be financial goals in your business plan? So yesterday I asked you about the private goals, and now I ask you about what could be financial goals in your business plan. So I got you 3 options: support my family with money, or better education for my kids, or financial freedom. So what's your choice? We start with, oh, by the way, this is next 10 minutes. So you see, Actually, they hit my soft stop. So if I will have a close below my soft stop, then I trade my hard stop, because then the trend is broken. Yeah. And then the market decides, okay, now trend trading in this case is just over. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Nastia. I got it. Okay, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar is in profit. Just let it go. Purple line means soft stop. Hard stop is the catastrophic soft stop in case I fall from my chair or get sick or something, got a heart attack or something like this. Australian dollar, Japanese yen is in profit. Beautiful. Australian US dollar is a bit in profit. Actually, no trend continuation yet. So just let it go. Bitcoin, lovely in profit. Purple lines means at the last 0.3, everything is fine. Just let it go. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. We are in bit in profit, 12 pips in profit, but actually same here. There is no trend continuation yet. It's just a game there. So we have Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. Yeah. By the way, we have two trades open. The long is still the long position still, but also the downtrend here. So that was the first loss. It was the first chart. So now I got the second entry. Yeah, and I trailed my, the hard stop is above the last 0.3 as it should be there, because there the trend will break. But I can see price is not working so much for me. So I trailed a soft stop to this last high. And let's see what happens. Yeah, we don't know. We don't have to speculate. We don't have to, oh, by the way, you know, the Latin word speculare means, literally means you are an observer, not an actor. Speculare in Latin words, the origin words, means watching, looking around, not acting. It's just looking around. So if someone say you are a speculator, and you say, yes, I am. And I'm happy that I'm a speculator, because as a speculator, I'm an observer, just observing. And I only act if it's necessary when my rules are there. Then I act. Swiss franc, Japanese yen, we have a long position, 18 pips in profit for the moment. Actually, also no trend continuation yet. So just everything is fine for the moment. Then focus chart is Dow Jones. Dow Jones came back a little bit to the last 0.2. Maybe we see a trend continuation. So I don't know yet. A little bit over 1,000 points in profit for the moment. Then we have Euro Swiss franc, actually still in a correction. This is not a valid trend here right now, so we have to just wait a little bit. But of course, I have a soft stop here below this one. Yeah, then I take my money and everything is fine. Next focus charts and also running trade is gold. And now we have a trend continuation finally. And we have the soft stop below the last 0.3. So actually everything is fine there. Then the next one is Euro Japanese yen. Yeah, I trailed my soft stop here to this last low, because it could be possible that they will, just we should be prepared that this can happen. Yeah, this can happen, that we see the correction with an own trend. Yeah, because this long trend will break here. That's the last 0.3 here, and that's my last 0.2. So everything what happens between this 0.2 and this 0.3, it's just a correction. That's all. But the correction can work in an own trend. And if we have a second trend arm, I have to do it, because every second trend arm is my duty. British pound, Australian dollar. This is what I mentioned, yeah, why we should take every second trend arm. So a bit in profit, but also my soft stop for the long position is here at the last 0.3. Yeah, but yeah, let's see. Actually, in the short position, there is no trend continuation now. Yeah, we have to wait, but we are a little bit in profit. That's fine. New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar. Yeah, just on the way up to the point of control. This is on the upper side. Then we have US dollar, Canadian dollar. Still in a long position, but the short trend is also valid. So just check the chart. And if you can see, okay, there come kind of weakness in the chart, in the market, which means we have more sellers than buyers, could be possible that we have to open. And there is my pending order, you know, this is a pending order. In case that the price will going down immediately, then I must be prepared for the second trend on. Yeah, but that does not mean at the same moment that I have to cut my long position. Yeah. So, and the last one in 4-hourly chart is US dollar, Japanese yen. So you see why it's so important not to hope. We had at this time the second trend arm, but as we saw that the price is not working for me and the bus is driving in the wrong direction because my bus driver is a kind of drunk, yeah, then I have to get out. Yeah, don't sit in a bus with a drunken bus driver. Get out immediately. Yeah. Go back to the bus station and wait for the next right bus. But if the next right bus is coming, then you have to get in again. And you see, it's working. And crude oil. Yeah, crude oil, we have yesterday a balanced candle, which means the current move comes to an end. Yeah, and let's see what the oil inventories numbers will bring for information today, and then we'll see. But we are safe. There is no loss anymore. So just let it go for the moment. Yeah, it's daily chart. No stress in daily chart. Yeah. Okay. So that's my focus chart. Oh, I have a 101 and focus chart in Euro USD. Let's have a look at this one. Of course, in 4-hourly chart. And let's see. Here we go. Okay. So it's I missed this chart, or I missed this because I was too late. So first trend arm, second trend arm, and now we are on the third trend arm. Yeah. So trend continuation, you know, is always possible. It's always more likely than a trend break. The trend will break here, but it can also be that we see kind of this one. Yeah. Here's the point of control. I guess it's a kind of, yeah. Market says we are fine with this price right now. We are within the red zone. So, and where is the next volume zone? Yeah, it's here. It's here on the upper side, 115.94, but you see it's far away from the current price. You know, let's see. I guess we see a little bit correction, and then we can. But it's a third trend arm. I don't get into the third trend arm. Yeah. Okay. So Dow Jones we talked about, and do you do US Dow Jones? Yes, of course. Again, Dow Jones, we have an open position with a little bit over 1,000 points in profit right now. And yeah, NASDAQ, I don't trade here in 4-hourly chart. Okay, so let's see. Let's see, where is my special guest today? I need my, and so just a moment. Here we go. Okay. So can you please look at it? Is Paul there, Nestia? Paul, I need your microphone.
Good morning, Marcus. Are you well?
Wonderful. Good morning. Greetings to the island of Great Britain. How are you this morning?
I'm all the better for seeing you, Marcus. All the better for seeing you.
My pleasure. My pleasure, Paul. Just give me a sec. Someone is asking about British pound, Canadian dollar. So let me see just this one, and then I come back to you. British pound. No, here is it. I hope so. British pound, Canadian dollar. Okay, so because British pound is always very interesting, yeah. But first of all, we are D4. This is for you. So we are within the red zone. So this is the first trend arm. That's the second one. So there was the entry. Now we're in the we have a by the way, there's a trend break. I can see there's a trend break. So first, second, okay, short. It's more short. So, Paul, my congenius partner, you have a special webinar because a lot of people want to know everything about this kind of scalping. Because so we don't need the chart. We can talk in this one. So, and you have a special webinar this afternoon about scalping. Can you tell me, or can you tell the listeners what's the interesting part in your show this afternoon?
Sure, with pleasure, Marcus. So 2 o'clock London time this afternoon, we'll be talking about scalping and intraday trading of European indices in particular. So just a little bit of an explanation of the difference between scalping and intraday trading. Then we'll be looking at what sort of opportunities are there on the European indices themselves, and then we'll be having a little bit of a quick chat about different types of setups that might well be suitable for traders to engage with specific European indices on a sort of the shorter time frames, whether that be on an intraday trading basis or whether that be on scalping. So plenty to cover this afternoon.
Great stuff. So guys, in the chat, you will find the link for this webinar. So you can just click on it and they can join Paul. So Paul, scalping is very interesting for a lot of people. It's 2 o'clock London time again, because people think you can make money, a lot of money in a very quick way with scalping. Most of them think without any experience. So would you agree, or what do you say? What's the what do you need to become a good scalper, a very well profitable scalper?
I think to be a good scalper is that you need to have perhaps just 1 or 2 setups that you actually you really know very well, and you have practiced trading, because it is easier. In some ways, you have to be more patient when you're trading, when you're scalping markets, because markets are moving, they're moving fast. There is that sort of impulsive nature within all of us as humans that basically draws us towards wanting to sort of chase moving markets. But it's much easier to be patient when you actually know exactly what you're looking for. So having 1 or 2 setups that are very simple, very easy to understand, very unambiguous, as in exactly where your entry is, exactly where your stop loss would go, and exactly where you take your profits. That makes it much easier to be a consistent scalper when engaging with markets, Marcus.
Okay. Very interesting. Someone is saying it's very stressful, scalping.
Yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, it can be. Hence why just having a couple of very simple setups that you just basically you have the cognitive recognition. You've practiced that much that you're able to sort of execute them flawlessly time after time after time. That is what's required to be a good scalper. And also, just what I can also say is limiting your time as well. So you can't sit there all day scalping. You're far better to give yourself maybe a 60 to 90 minute window, and within that, that's what you work intensively, and then you finish that for the day.
Okay. Is it right, or would you agree when we say scalping means it's risk in money instead risk in the market?
I'm not sure I fully understand the sentiment behind that, Marcus. I would say that definitely that in terms of the more positions you take, the more you are taking on board risk from that market, from any market. But what I would be looking at is that just a case of when you're scalping, you're constraining your risk, in the sense that you might be only in for a few minutes, okay, you might actually only be in, so you're in, you're out, okay, and as I said, as long as you're being flawless with your execution in terms of managing where you get in, where you get out if you're wrong, and where you get out when you're right, then actually you are managing risk in that sense.
Would you say scalping is just a part of indices, or would you say we can make scalping in Forex, for example, too?
Yeah, I would say you definitely can scalp in Forex. I will on occasion trade the Forex markets down on the 1 minute chart. Okay, but once again, it's knowing the setup. Okay, just people just try to sort of trade intuitively when they're looking to scalp, and invariably that rarely gets most new traders into trouble. Just find yourself 1 or 2 setups and just practice. And if you have to practice on the daily, then the 4 hourly, then the hourly, then the kind of 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute, it's, things are happening faster. So you need to actually know what you're doing. And as I said, trying to trade everything is just not going to work well. You just literally hone it down to maybe even just one setup, to begin with, and you just basically look to actively trade that, okay, during that particular time window. And yes, you can do it on FX and indices. The thing I would say is that you just need to, with FX pairs, you just need to make sure it's an FX pair that where the spreads are pretty tight, because there's a cost of business there that you have to take into account.
Well, they're coming up an interesting question from Jenica. Is it possible to become a successful trader if you have time for trading only in the evenings?
Yes. Yeah, I believe so. There's lots of people I know who trade around a day job, and some of those people will I'm going to talk about it evening as in from the European, our European evening, which means that, you will still have, if you're going to trade shorter time frames, you'll still have those American indices, okay, open from around about, they're still open till, I'd say, 9 o'clock-ish London time, okay, although I would probably suggest new traders don't try to trade the last sort of 15 to 20 minutes of the market, because that can be a little bit volatile as all those intraday traders look to exit their positions. But yeah, you've still got a few hours there on the US indices. You'll also have the opportunity in the evening that you can actually put on daily positions or 4 hourly positions on FX markets that will run over the evening into the Asian session, into the European session. So yeah, it's perfectly possible to trade around a day job in the evening from just doing an hour or two's work.
So Paul, I know you are a congenius partner, and you're one of the best trader ever I know personally. But tell the people in 1 or 2 sentences why we should join your session this afternoon.
That's very kind of you to say, Marcus. Well, really, it's just about helping. I generally believe that knowledge dispels fear. All right, and as a trader, you're effectively, you're either going to be a greed-based trader or a fear-based trader. Knowledge dispels fear. So come along to the session, 2 o'clock London time, where you'll learn an introduction to basically scalping and intraday trading of those European indices. So you have a very honed, focused effort, okay, endeavor, in terms of giving you the opportunity to engage with European indices.
So guys, you see, we have tons of reasons to join Paul's webinar this afternoon. So before I let you go, Paul, my question of today was, what could be financial goals in the business plan? So I had 3 options: support my family with money, or better education for my kids. Oh, 0 points. 0 points for better education for my kids. Okay, that's worse. But 82% choosing financial freedom. So what is your personal description of financial freedom? What would you say as an experienced trader?
Financial freedom, I would define as, and which is actually quite a lot of the work I do with clients, is actually it's about autonomy. The autonomy is the ability to effectively to live your life by your own rules. And actually that doesn't necessarily mean having lots of zeros in the bank account. You can actually have financial freedom and have an autonomy, on a much, let's say, more modest means, if exactly you know what you're doing, you know what you're looking, and you know what is important to you. So yeah, definitely financial freedom would be the main driver for me.
Wonderful. Paul, thanks for your lovely time. I wish you a lot of successful trading day, and join your own session this afternoon. And for me, guys, thanks for listening today. And I hope we will see each other in the afternoon show with Paul when he's talking about scalping in the indices. Thanks for your time. Have a lovely day. And as always, to all the other guys, have courage and be kind, and may the force of the rules be with you. See ya tomorrow.